Imagine you have malaria and you take anti-malarial medicine. You have a splitting headache and you can't stop vomiting. These are the normal symptoms of anti-malarials, so you think the drugs are working, but you keep getting worse. You eventually become so sick that you're hospitalized. The doctors tell you the cause: fake drugs. Half of all anti-malarials in Africa and Asia are poor quality. You might ask why safe drugs aren't more common in these regions. Well, medicine quality analysis requires millions of pounds and hundreds of highly skilled scientists. These are resources that many low and middle income countries simply don't have. Take Mozambique, for example. They outsource all their drug screening to India, which is inefficient and costly. We cannot change the structural and political issues that allow poor quality drugs to circulate in Africa and Asia. We can offer a tactical solution. Here at Imperial, we have developed a cheap point-of-care device that can quickly test if your anti-malarial drugs are safe. Anyone can complete our simple two-step screening process. First, you will test if the drug is fake, and then you will test if it is substandard. If the drug passes both tests, the drug is effective. To get to the next phase, we'll need to complete a pilot study of our device in the field. To do this, we need 2 million pounds. With your help, we can bridge the gap in drug quality control between high and low income countries. Many people in Africa and Asia have no other option but to take poor quality anti-malarial drugs. Let's give them what many of us take for granted: safe drugs. My name is Anna, and thank you.
Michelle, if you care to go first.
Thank you. You mentioned a cheap point of contact device that can test these drugs. Can you go a bit into the science on how it works and what was done to actually show that this works? And and second question is, will you have any fake results? So any bad negatives?
Yes, so we have, our device has a two-step process. The first test will test if the drug is fake. This is going to be a simple paper-based analytical device that will give you a yes or no answer. Does the drug have the active pharmaceutical ingredient, which in this case is artemisinin-based substances. The second part of our drug, or the second part, pardon me, of our device is quantitative, and that is a potentiostat, which is used to correlate the concentration of the drug with the current that is passed through the solution sample. And that can be used to detect substandard samples, which are samples that don't contain the appropriate amount of the active ingredient.
Okay, thank you.
And then about the results, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, we have proof of concept currently for our device and are working towards the development of our first prototype.
Thank you. I think those were kind of two questions, so I won't take too much. But yeah, if I have another question if it doesn't come up. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I suppose a kind of fundamental philosophical question: why is this problem not addressed by pharmaceutical companies? I could add something to a piece of packaging, a few cents, which could probably do anti-counterfeiting.
Yes, of course. This problem actually is being addressed by some pharmaceutical companies. There's a couple different ways that it's being addressed. For instance, in response to a large amount of counterfeit products, Pfizer launched a huge effort toward screening potential counterfeits. And there's a distinction between substandard and fake samples that needs to be made. So fake samples or fake drugs are made obviously with malicious intent, and substandard samples are made without malicious intent, but there's something that went wrong in the manufacturing process or something that went wrong traveling at with exposure to humidity and heat. So in these instances of substandard samples, pharmaceutical companies will benefit by implementing more medicine quality screening in the supply chain to protect their image as a brand, and then again for a similar reason for fake products.
And following on from that, you mentioned Pfizer. Last week, Pfizer said they would provide all pharmaceuticals to the developing world at cost. And I can imagine a number of other pharmaceutical companies will do the same. Do you think that will actually minimise the need for products such as yours in the future?
I don't think so, because currently in many low and middle income countries, our target markets, there is no drug quality control in the countries. So even if the drugs are imported from higher income countries and have been produced with correct quality control standards, there might be something along that supply chain that causes them to degrade in quality before they get to the patient. So there still will be some need for quality control.